So I've been watching Landman, decent show, Billy Bob Thornton, and I'm learning in real time it's Demi Moore. I thought that was the other white woman with the black hair that looked like Demi Moore. Not the chick from Friends, but it's probably one more. They all look alike to me. But Demi Moore got so much work done, I did not know that was Demi Moore. Like, that shit is wild. Like, she got some work done. But anyways, Billy Bob Thornton, who's playing the same shitbag, redneck, country bumpkin dude that he plays in all of his shows. No matter what job he has, he plays the same goddamn character. But he's not disappointing in the show as he does in other shows. Goliath, he was a lawyer, but a drunk and sloppy and dirty. Same character he's playing in this movie. Basically, the show is showing you about the oil industry and some of the nuances that you don't hear about when everybody was on that bandwagon back in like before '08, I think, when everybody was going to North Dakota, I think, to go, do the oil rig boom thingy. You know the basics of how any boom is when it comes to a city and people moving into a town that's not theirs. They inflate the housing prices. They disturb the regular people who live there's their way of living. That's why they don't like when that shit happens. But it screws the people over a little bit, but it helps the business people out because they make a lot more money. It helps people who own property and rent because they get to charge ridiculous prices because these landman dudes in these oil industry situations make a lot of money. According to this show, they make 180K. I'm sure that's not the first thing you make when you first get there, but the show's pretty good. And it's showing you that part of it, but it's also showing you because it's in Texas, the Mexican border gang stuff that's there, which was funny because there's a scene where like one of the crews protects the oil rig from the cartel, even though many of those dudes who work there are criminals and Bloods and Crips or whatever, mostly Bloods, who also sell drugs for the same cartel that they were protecting the oil rig, right? Their real money that they make, their honest living is the oil rig, but they probably make way more money selling drugs for the cartel than they do working for that job. But anyways, I wanted to talk about a specific situation in the show, Billy Bob Thornton's son and the love interest of his, kind of, sort of what it is, and basically how, her emotions can get you fucked up. His stupidity, but her emotions can get you fucked up. And I wanted to just take a look at that character and that situation from the TV show Landman. But that's basically it. It's a decent show. Some of these shows that are showing you a specific field. We got enough cop and police and FBI and CIA shows. Although I love me a good CIA show, we had too many of them shits, and it's good to see a different angle taken. Yellowstone probably sparked that, with showing you the cattle farming industry from a different light. And also, somebody said something too about these shows being more diverse and having different images of the family and whatever. But even though they do show a more patriarchal structure situation, it's still a bunch of criminals and grimy people on the show. Like, they still are shitbag people. They just have a structured family situation, I guess, kind of, if you want to look at it like that. But they are criminals too, just like the cop shows. But I do want to talk about the one specific situation in the show between Billy Bob Thornton's son and the love interest, and basically what happened on the show.
Hey.
Tough day.
Very.
I'm sorry.
Me too.
This is too soon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Should I leave?
I didn't say leave.
I'm not trying to replace him, Ariana.
Yes, you are. And I'm letting you.
Alright, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, it's damn near, I'm watching right now, episode 9 or 10, season over pretty much already. If you haven't watched it, basically boiled down, the dude is Billy Bob Thornton's son. He went to college to be a petroleum engineer or whatever. Like, he went to school for what his dad does. Billy Bob Thornton is like the general manager of a bunch of crews. He works for right underneath the president of the company, who used to be his friend, but now he's his boss, because Billy Bob Thornton bet all his eggs in one basket, and when there was a economic failure in oil industry. He lost everything. His wife left him, blah, blah, blah. But if you watch the show, you know she came back because she left him for some dude with more money, but she came back to him. Now, he said he's $500,000 in debt, Billy Bob Thornton's character, because of what happened before. But I'm sure he has to make at least $300K because the guys underneath him make $180. So I don't know how much he makes, but I'm sure he should make a lot of income. Obviously, white people know how to leverage their debt and live off that and get away with that. But still, I just thought it was weird that he got to make good money, even though, of course, he's in debt because he lost everything from his previous businesses. But I'm saying he should be able to pay his debt off. At least that's not the goal. You use and leverage that. At least they do. But anyways, on the show, the son went to school for all that. He dropped out of school like his junior year. Say, oh, I learned enough in school. Now I need to go learn and be on an oil rig. Of course, his dad puts him on a crew where he's not showing favoritism. He's looking out for him, but he's not really like micromanaging him. He's letting the order of work be how it should be. Like he's letting the people underneath him. Of course, there's a bunch of you're new here, so we're gonna control you and we're gonna do stupid stuff to you and play you. Even though his dad is basically overall they're all bosses, they still didn't stop them from messing with him. So basically, this chick on first day of the job, or it's the second day, I don't even know, her husband dies. He's one of the dudes that was actually nice to him on the show. He pays respect to her, buys her flowers. He's there in the hospital with her. Her boyfriend's not even a friend or coworker. According to her, she didn't even like the dude. He feels some type of way because he thinks that the white boy's trying to move in on a little Mexican girl while her husband is just not even buried yet. And yes, they're doing way too much. After the clip I will play before you, way too soon. It appears he's coming off as a nice guy, but to me, and they're young. He's only 22, so obviously hindsight is 20/20, pun intended. He's only 22 years old, so I understand their lack of understanding of the situation and being in that situation. But no, he should not be trying to talk to her after her husband just died. She's feeling all these emotions and stuff is going on. Now, the Mexican former gang member dude who's working in his job, which is full of them because they can't get hired nowhere else, and it's a dangerous ass job. Literally, his first day, his whole crew died except for him, and then like another day, another guy died. So far, most of the people who died on the show, it was negligence. Like it was just stupidity. Like you're tapping a oil rig with a metal hammer, and there's sparks. Every time I put my key in my door at work, I see a spark. I see sparks. So why would you hit some metal stuff with metal on an oil rig over a gas pipe? Like just didn't make sense to me. But if my life is dependent, I'm the dude. No matter what ranking I'm in, I'm like, yeah, you gotta chill the hell out. Don't do that. At least have a rubber mallet. Don't do metal on metal. But they all died. Her husband died. He's there to be the shoulder for her to cry on. The other Mexican dude is jealous and feels some type of way. He warned him several times, leave her alone. Her dumb ass goes up to him when he comes to the house with a gun pointing at him. Now, I don't know if I missed something or I was asleep or I was on my phone, but he said that's the second time you pointed a gun at me. I thought the first time he pointed a knife at him when they were in the vehicle together going to the job site in the morning. But he pointed a gun at him apparently twice. And I don't know. He said also, don't try that kung fu stuff out here. It's going to get you killed. I don't know if somebody did mess with him and he tried to do something. Again, I probably missed that or wasn't paying attention. Went to the bathroom. But he said that, so I'm assuming like they try to go hands with him. That's why they eventually end up jumping him because he was jealous of her talking to him and being there for him. He came to their house. He was cutting the grass. He was doing way too much, right? Again, you could pay respect, give her the flowers, help her with the legal stuff of the company. He puts his dad in a situation too because his boss has to pay all these people money because they died at work, and he's helping her figure out how not to get screwed by the lawyers. At the same time, she's not gonna let the other families get screwed too. So that it would have been a simple deal where they could have paid basically $250,000 to each family and be done with it, and they could never sue in the future, even though it was negligence stuff on the company's part, possibly you could say. He got it so all four families got $1 million. That really probably hurt the pockets of his dad's boss, basically. But anyways, this just shows you on the show how a woman's emotions can get you fucked up. Him being around, trying to be a good dude and not be a dickhead and whatever. Me, myself, I'm like, I'm going to keep my distance. It's way too soon. The situation is messed up. Probably and that's the human common sense. I'm 40 something years old, and I can think back and look at that and say, yeah, you don't do that. But in that situation, still, it's way too soon. She got a newborn baby. Her dude just died. She's still emotionally connected to him, and now some other dude is like, again, his intentions were pure, but it also brings you to the other reality of the situation. It's never yours, it's just your turn. There's one thing that she said too was like, he was a good dude, he was a good man, he provided, bought the house. Like, so again, they made good money. He's only 24 years old, house paid for, stay at home wife, truck paid for, which is part of their business, was worth a lot of money. He had 17 grand in the bank, according to the show. So they were decent, I guess, middle class family. You know, she's probably gonna have to pop out a whole bunch of more babies, never go to school, and be a stay-at-home mom, and that was her life. But one thing she said that kind of grinded my gears is she goes, her husband, who's deceased and ain't been in the ground yet, you know, he never looked at me the way you looked at him, right? The white dude, how he looks at her, it made her feel some type of way. Which again, those could be the emotions and all that. You just lost your husband, you just starting your life off, everything's gone. But I'm like, he ain't never have to deal with you, right? Like, y'all probably been together since high school, and he been through all your F shit. He been through all your crankiness and your emotions and your ups and your downs. You know, he's probably dealing with your postpartum depression because you just had a baby. All that. A person could come in fresh and, of course, look at you differently because he didn't have to deal with all your bullshit. Like, he didn't have to deal with, like, you. Of course, you don't let that end your relationship or whatever like that, but he doesn't know all the negative. He just knows this attractive woman who is grieving right now, and she's all messed up in her head, and she needs help, and he's putting on his knight and shining white armor, where he shouldn't be doing this, to come rescue her or whatever. He got a simple on cap on heavy, right? So saying that your dude never looked at you the way he does, but he's never had to deal with any of your bullshit. And on the show, she's playing this aggressive, strong Mexican woman, takes no bullshit type of character, and he's just this passive, soft-ass white dude. I'm sure her Mexican dude probably didn't take that. I don't think that's how that works in that culture. But that really jacked me up, that she was like, he never looked at me that way. Like, yeah, he has a job where he works with a bunch of criminals, and at any day he can get blew up or killed by a cartel member who don't like the fact that they're out there doing these oil rigs, even though they own the rights to the lands and the leases or whatever the companies do. Like, he has a dangerous-ass job that he's providing for his family. He's doing the right things. And he works. I'm assuming they're on call because it's 12 days on, 12 days off. That's how they put it in the show. And the show basically only gone through a few days so far. So like, yeah, it's a stressful job. And even when he's off, he's probably recovering his sleep and all that other stuff from when he was working. He's not probably mentally, emotionally available right away. Again, he has a dangerous ass job, oil rigging. Between the accidents and the negligence and just the lifestyle of getting drunk, drinking, going to work, all that back and forth, can't be good on your body, can't tow. Even though he's a good dude, and even one of the other characters pointed it out, another Mexican dude said, yo, like, he didn't go to jail and have to learn at 30. He did this shit from jump. Like, as soon as he graduated high school, 18 years old, he went into the field. Now he's 24 years old with $180,000 income, a house that's almost paid for, a truck that's paid for, and 17 grand in the bank. Like, he did it the right way. The other Mexican dude that died also was saying, like, yo, he's doing it right. And he gone, and now some other dude is trying to clap your wife's cheeks. That's something to think about, too. It's like, no matter how you provide, you do the right things, you want to protect your family, but your husband don't even be in the ground. And the emotions of a woman will have her fucking somebody else when you're not even buried yet because, emotions and feelings and stuff like that. Logic and reason would say, no, I'm chilling, I'm going to mourn to death, I'm going to respect my baby, the father of my child, and not move on so quick and, relax. But that's not how life really works. You can provide and do all the right things and be a good dude, and as soon as you go, it's someone else in that situation. I.e., the reality is, it's never yours, it's just your turn. That's my video. I thought that was an interesting storyline, just watching how he got beat up. He got a gun pulled on him, apparently twice. He got a knife pulled on him. All just by being a decent dude, like not being an asshole, just being too helpful in the situation. And she took advantage of that. And she even admitted, because she apologized, because the second time when he came with the gun pointing at him, she runs and kisses him. And she made a good point, too, about that friend of the guy who wasn't really his friend. He didn't even like him, according to her. He wasn't coming over to help. He wasn't cutting the grass. He wasn't doing none of the stuff. He was just mad who she might be fucking, as opposed to actually coming over there, lending a hand, helping her with the kid, seeing if she needed anything, cutting the grass, you know, helping pay some, like, not actually pay for the bills, but like doing banking stuff. And just help her. She's overwhelmed. She's by herself with the kid, and her husband's dead. The dude who's jealous of the white dude ain't doing none of that stuff that he's doing. So, in essence, it's like, you not doing it. So how you complaining about who you think I might be with or his intentions, whatever, but you not even doing the things, and you supposed to, and you call yourself his friend. All you thinking about who she's possibly fucking, that they want at the time, but you're not doing any of the things that I need right now. Had you been doing them, it could have been you, right? Possibly, maybe, no, because her emotions are jacked up. No, I don't think she would have got back with that same situation. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Be safe out there, my boys. It's never yours, it's just your turn. And don't move in a situation that's too good to be true when a woman's emotions are crazy and high. It can get you jacked up. It can get you jammed up. You know, he got his ass whooped just for being a decent dude and almost died. That's my video. I'm out.